Welcome into another episode of Colin's Corner on the Next One's Network. I'm your host, Colin Brown, and today we're going to recap the 2019 Summer League. A lot to get to, but let's kick it off with the Memphis Grizzlies, the champions of the 2019 Summer League. Brandon Clarke named MVP after averaging 14 points, 8 rebounds per contest. Unbelievable performance throughout the last 10 days here for Brandon Clarke. The first round selection out of Gonzaga behind John Morant, who's also there in Memphis with Jaren Jackson, last year's first round pick. His ability to crash the glass and showcase his athleticism and leaping ability, play the pick and roll game, and his defensive prowess was really impressive. Now, alongside Jackson and John Morant, there's a lot to like for Memphis here moving forward, a young team looking to start over in the NBA. Moving on, let's check in on another team who did great work in the draft. That's the Pelicans. Now, Zion Williamson goes down, sits out. Some people think it's because of fatigue. He wasn't in the right shape. But when you look at two other guys, the two other first-round picks for the Pelicans, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jackson Hayes, both huge performances out there in Vegas. Alexander Walker, top 5 in the Summer League in points and assists per contest, 24 points, 6 assists per game. His vision and passing ability was at an elite level throughout the last 10 days, and he also got to the rim on a consistent basis and shot the ball much better than some people expect. A great rate there as well. What a job David Griffin did at the draft, getting those 3 guys in the first round, and then obviously 2 out of the 3 looked very good here in the Summer League with Zion Williamson sitting out, but we all know what he's capable of. Now, another guy I'm going to pinpoint is a guy who's been in the league now for a few years, but that's Jarrett Allen of the Brooklyn Nets. A terrific performer at the Summer League. Didn't have to play this summer in Vegas. Decided to come out, showcase his abilities, and he was a guy who flashed great hands, rebounded well, and really finished around the rim with ease, using his body, physical nature down low to get above the rim. A terrific performance from Jarrett Allen. Look for him to take another step next season with the Nets. And then a guy that was really under the radar, an undrafted free agent here by the Atlanta Hawks. What a pickup. Their MVP of the Summer League, Charlie Brown from St. Joe's. The product from St. Joe's, as just mentioned, was the player of the Summer League for Atlanta, averaged 14 points per contest. He has good size and length at 6'7", and in the college ranks, he really improved as a prolific scorer from all 3 levels. I believe he can adapt to the NBA game rather quickly. A 3-and-D type player, but does have the ability to get in the lane and score at the rim as well. He's a consistent defender, a guy who has long arms, reads passing lanes well, and can really bother opponents in on-ball situations as well. So Charlie Brown for the Hawks, really impressive for another team that had a big draft. He comes out of the undrafted pool and plays very well in Vegas, trying to make the Hawks roster here moving forward. Then you got to look at a guy like Rui Hachimura, the Wizards' first-round selection. A lot was talked about with him. Did he go too high in number 9? Many speculated what he would be here in the Summer League and moving forward, but boy, oh boy, he impressed on the offensive end and really rounded out his game here in the Summer League, playing both sides of the ball. I look for him to have a big rookie campaign. Moving forward, Terrence Davis. I touched on him in my last video. Really a prolific shooter here in the Summer League, coming off screens, pins downs, rubs. Really played well off the ball. Can also score with it in his hands. A big-time jump shooter. Terrific performer here in the Summer League. Devontae Cakewalk out of North Carolina Wilmington. Freak athlete, big-time rebounder at the college ranks, and did so in the NBA Summer League as well. Rebounded at a high level. And then Chris Clemens, 20 points per game here in the Summer League for the Rockets. Impressed with his breakout performance last week with his highlight reel alley-oop dunk as well. So Chris Clemens, a guy to watch out for here moving forward. The leading scorer in the NCAA last year, big-time performer. Another guy, Frank Jackson, the former Duke product, leads the Summer League in scoring this year, 30 points per contest. It will be really interesting to see if he can play a role moving forward in the NBA as well. And then Lonnie Walker, tied Frank Jackson from the San Antonio Spurs, or Walker of the Spurs here in the Summer League, averaging 30 points a game. A meniscus tear really took him out of action last year for the Spurs, put him in the G League when he came back. But he is a straight bucket getter, a guy who has big-time talent, can rise above, shoot over top of defenders, has good size and length, and has the athleticism to get in the paint and finish around the rim as well. I look for Greg Popovich and the Spurs to find him a role here this season in San Antonio. Moving forward, Tyler Harrell, the first-round pick out of Kentucky for the Miami Heat, really flashed his shooting ability over the Summer League. Terrific performer. And I thought he showcased well as a guy to lead the pick and roll. He really had good vision, displayed good timing as well, really knew how to find the bigs down low for Miami, whether that was on oops or passes, getting into the lane to finish around the rim. An impressive performer. Carson Edwards, big-time performance out of the Celtics second-round selection. Still looking to see if he can fill that void of backing up Kemba Walker. Scored with the ball in his hands, shot the ball well in off-ball situations as well. And I think Kemba Walker and Carson Edwards could form a solid duo of the NBA here moving forward as long as Edwards continues to grow, especially on the defensive end. Kendrick Nunn, Illinois to Oakland in college in the G League the last few years, has really impressed with Golden State, comes out and does a terrific job here in the Summer League this year. We'll see if he can find a role in the NBA as well. Moving forward, you got Anfernee Simons, and this is the guy I really want to talk about. I've mentioned him in a scouting analysis already, but a big-time talent. I think he has the most talent out of anyone we saw in the Summer League, quite possibly, besides R.J. Barrett or Zion Williamson. This kid could play a role immediately here moving forward for Portland. Can score from all three levels, has good length, quickness, can really shake defenders with his handles, and can really score defensively, is good in on-ball situations, prides himself on rebounding the ball as well. I think he could have a big, long NBA career here moving forward. And then one last guy I'll mention is another undrafted free agent. Detroit Pistons pick up Bruce Brown from the University of Auburn, led that team to the Final Four this last year, and he really impressed on the defensive end of the floor for the Pistons in the Summer League, locking down guys in on-ball situations, and then shot it from three as well at a decent clip throughout the Summer League. A 3-and-D guy possibly moving forward. Bruce Brown coming out of the woodwork. We'll see if he can make a name for himself and possibly snag a spot in the NBA here moving forward. So that rounds out my top performers here from the Summer League. Once again, the Memphis Grizzlies take home the crown. An exciting week it was out in Vegas, or 10 days I should say. And moving forward now, we take a look at the upcoming college and NBA season here. So stick with us on next ones as we continue to roll on and keep you up to date on everything hoops.